You did good. I don't know what that means, right? Or what I did. But I was checking back in on a patient and I felt very bad for her and I talked to the family. And this is one of those bad situations where a lady comes in with a huge bleed in her brain and a lot of her brain's basically gone. And so ideally she would get some rehab versus get shifted off to a nursing home to spend the rest of her life wasting away there, right? But the problem is you have to be able to participate to get to rehab, and she cannot because she's too impulsive, whatever that means. And so I thought, well, get psychiatry involved. I had talked to the daughter, said, can you be there? I know you work, but tomorrow's a holiday. I spoke to the person on Monday. He said he was too busy, but he'll send someone tomorrow, and he's the director, so obviously someone's tomorrow. The psychiatrist who never actually sees patients had to come tomorrow because what are you going to do when your boss tells you to go see the patient? He promised. You better see the patient. But this psychiatrist was useless. But I had passed it on to the other doctor to sort of inform her about how this was a sad situation. And she actually tried something, even though the psychiatrist said, don't try anything. I don't know if the psychiatrist spoke to her on the phone. I would doubt it. But she tried something. It took a while, they made some adjustments, but it worked. And now they're going to try to get her to rehab. I know if I called my friend, another doctor, she would say, you did good. But the question is, what exactly did I do, right? Because I wasn't the one who changed the medications. I passed it off. I called a psychiatrist who had another person see her who was useless. I was going to adjust them myself and try something, but I thought it's better to ask psychiatry because they're more of an expert in adjusting antipsychotics. Depakote would have been my drug of choice, which the psychiatrist had thought of. It's what we use for impulsivity. Propranolol is another one, but that's a little bit different, I would say, because you need high doses, and most people are scared, and never gotten so high myself. I've gotten probably to 300 a day. Maybe it's effective, but I think probably 500, 800, 1,000 is really good. But you did good, and that's sort of what I wonder. In the hospital I start stuff. And sometimes if I discharge a patient, most people would say I finish stuff. I don't finish. Because this is the rest of their life. This is where primary care comes into play, right? They see them the rest of their life, supposedly. Whether they actually see them frequently is a whole other thing. But the idea is, what does that mean? You did good. You come in at one singular point in time, one minuscule part of their life, and you think you're going to change the entire rest of their life? Do we really make such a big difference? Because there are definitely doctors who have. Like I heard about this guy on the news. He was really famous for losing hundreds of pounds by himself, but he didn't actually lose it by himself. What happened is he went to the emergency room because he had some pains. And of course, weighing 500 pounds, you have a lot of issues. The ER doctor just briefly came by and said, hey, keep up the good work. Keep up the weight and you'll die. And left. And he was so mad. But the real issue is he was overweight. And when he went back home and he was chowing down on food again and watching TV, he started thinking. And he actually ended up agreeing with the doctor and losing the weight and becoming a new person, having his new life or life back again, if you will. You did good. What does that mean? I talked to my brother about life and how he feels about his work, whether it's useful or not. And he says, well, I mean, if you mean productive, I do stuff at work. Do you mean meaningful? No, it's not really helping the world in much way, shape, or form. It gives me a paycheck, some stability. It's too busy, but what is it when you say you did good? I know not everybody looks for approval from work. But me, some of my friends, we still do. I don't know if a doctor is a higher calling, but I feel like we want to make a difference. But what really does that mean? Do we do it? How do we do it? I simply don't know, but I feel in this case, maybe something I did influenced the future. And I have to say to myself, you did good.